Jake?
Annie Mae.
I have seen the way he looks at you. I believe it will all work out in the end.
How can you be so confident?
I've been praying and trusting that God will work it out.
Coffee and conversation with Grounded in Love. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Grounded in Love is as wholesome as Kentucky sweet tea and is grounded in faith, family, and trusting in God's timing. Danica, you star as Annie. Tell us about her.
Annie is a flight attendant who has recently been fired, and she's, or furloughed. So she knows she has at least a few months off. Says, you know what? I should spend some time with my grandmother at her farm. It's been too long. That's actually where I was raised. There's always been a lot of tension between me and her. Trevor Donovan has moved home, which is next door to the next door farm, and I was not expecting that. It's very uncomfortable, but kind of funny. It's that awkward rom-com thing. But the movie also, like you said, has this really grounded quality. Byrne, who plays my grandmother in this movie, that reminds me so much of my actual grandmother. Just spunky, just full of like fire. In the movie, she comes after me with a rolling pin when she thinks I'm an intruder. She keeps her money safe in a canister in the refrigerator. So she's quirky, but she's also really grounded. And she is my rock of faith and helps me to trust in God as I sort of rediscover who I really am, what's really important to me, and maybe fall in love with a certain Mr. Trevor Donovan.
Oh, Trevor, you star as Jake, and like she said, Annie's childhood best friend and possibly boyfriend. Tell us about him.
Well, like Danica said, her and I grew up together and were very good friends and kind of crushes on each other. And I went off and became a banker. But growing up in such a small town, and it was always at Jake's core and his roots. So he left the banking game, came back. He's there. He's really good friends with her whole family. So when she shows up, it's a bit of a shock and a happy surprise. But yeah, so he's been back there, and he was fairly shocked to see her show up.
Annie, being a flight attendant, might just end up at a whole new destination she didn't expect. Have either one of you guys ever experienced that in your own life, where you thought your life was going one way and it ended up at a whole different destination?
Yes. I mean, yeah, like, well, first of all, I've been married, divorced, and married, so you never expect that. I also live in Tennessee now. I lived in Los Angeles my whole life, Southern California my entire full life, and then 3 years ago moved to Tennessee. So I've actually thought quite often, if I, it would look like, go back to 15 years ago or 20 years ago, I would not believe where I am now. And the thing is, I feel so grateful, I feel so blessed to have the life that I do, and everybody gets along. My son's dad and I get along so well. It's a one big family. It's actually amazing and some sort of miracle. But the path to get there can be kind of rough. And it's interesting. I think we typically would not choose the paths that bring us to the places that we're actually very happy at, because the paths are so hard. So it's a good thing that God has a plan and we're not in charge, because we wouldn't necessarily bring ourselves to the place that we need to get to. If it were up to us.
Trevor, how about you?
Yes. Well, my entire life was kind of been that way. I mean, I never in my wildest dreams would have thought I would ever act. It wasn't something I did as a kid or a teenager, or even early 20s. I went to art school. I never expected anything like this as far as a career path goes. And to this day, I'm between homes. I don't know where I'm going or where I'm going to live. So I don't know. Every day's an adventure.
Oh, that's awesome. Grounded in Love is based on the best-selling novel by Angela Carrell, and she's also one of the writers on the movie. And you guys both executive produce. So do you look at a project differently when you're starring and producing?
I mean, I think this is true for Trevor as well, that at Great American Family, we are very involved. Those of us who've been around for a while with the network, we do tend to be producers. And, the name producer or executive producer, that title can mean a lot of different things. In this case, it just kind of meant that we were more collaborative when it came to maybe story tweaks, wardrobe choices, whatever. We had a lot of great collaborations, though, with Angela, and leading up to the project and then during the project. So there are other projects like my movie Cinderella Christmas Ball, where I literally wrote many of the scenes, and I was involved as a producer from the very beginning. It was actually my first original concept, and so I was involved with every single aspect that you can even think of, including the editing. And I do an editing pass on all the movies that I'm in, just because I just have this. Maybe it's my math brain, but I will remember if there was a take where somebody didn't stumble on that word, and because they have to make these so quickly, I'm like, oh wait, I remember there's a take, and then I'll go on the database and I'll find out okay, if you go to this time code, this you can insert this, and then it'll fix it, and whatever it is, I love that. But it's been such a pleasure being in the business for my entire life as an actress since I was 10 years old. To get to be so involved now is an incredible blessing. It's so creatively satisfying, and I love collaborating with people like Trevor because he's so smart and so talented, and we had a great rapport on set.
What about you, Trevor?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Danica pretty much covered everything. Yeah, I mean, each project varies. I've been on projects where I was last minute, and so even if I did have a producer title on it, I didn't have my hands in the creative process as much. This one was a little different. I had a fall movie the year prior where I was much more hands-on and helped sort of brainstorm with the writer and help write the scenes and things. So it really varies, but I think every project is the same. Every project you want, at the end of the day, you're there, your face is up there telling the story, and you want to, as accurately as you can, portray the character, that was sort of expected by the writer. So the collaboration is really necessary, and we all have our ideas, and so we all sort of want to pitch in and make it a joint effort.
Absolutely. Grounded in Love has such a strong emphasis on family, faith, and community. What does it mean to you to be able to show these strong values in our turbulent world?
Well, for me in particular, I will just say, because I so recently came to faith, it was only 3 years ago. For me, it's just it's extra fun to be able to do a faith-forward movie. And my character actually prays in the movie. And I found that to be really an interesting experience because I'm a character, I'm an actress playing a character who's praying to God, but God really is there, while I'm praying. And so it's hey, God, so we're going to do a scene now. I was like, oh, this is so interesting. My scene partner is actually God while I'm praying. Anyway, it was really fun. So I have 2 prayers, and they're both pretty sort of emotional. And it was a really great, a great experience for me to explore that as a new Christian. So, but yeah, the entire, not beyond just the prayers, and the whole movie has wonderful values. And ever since my days on the Wonder Years, I have been blessed to be a part of projects that are truly wholesome. And I feel like if you're going to be in this business, for me anyway, I've come to learn doing projects that put good energy into the world are the ones that feel the most worthwhile.
There aren't many places for people to go to watch movies, watch shows that are morally uplifting, heartwarming, that sort of really embrace the family structure, and at the end of the day have a moral message. So I think it's cool to be a part of something that is rare in the entertainment world. It's something, my parents can watch, my grandparents can watch, my little 10-year-old niece can watch, the whole family can watch. It's really nice, and it symbolizes good values and good moral upbringing. So it's good to be a part of that.
And it's not just our movie Grounded in Love. It's the entire network. It's the entire streamer. Great American Pureflix and Great American Family Channel. Anybody can watch this content and be uplifted, and that's one of the most amazing parts of being involved with the network is that we know we're putting good stuff into the world and a safe place for people to go and watch and be uplifted.
That's so true. It is a safe place to go. It's awesome. You both hosted the Movie Guide Awards last year, and our Movie Guide audience loves you guys. You're Movie Guide fan favorites. So I want to play this or that to ask a few questions so our audience can get to know you guys a little better. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Rough.
Yes.
All right. Are you more of a morning person or a night person?
Oh my
Ladies
gosh.
first, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I actually may be one of the few people who vacillate between being a morning person and a night person. I would say 2/3 of the time I'm a night person, but when I get into my morning routine, suddenly I'm like really productive early in the morning and I go to bed early. And I never really know. Maybe it's part of being a creative. I'm all over the map. But I go through phases, sort of vacillating back and forth. If I had to pick, I would say night person, but I sort of prefer the mornings too. I can't decide.
Trevor.
Well, I'm absolutely a morning person. I have been since I was born. I've had a hard time staying up past 9 p.m. my whole life. I get up way too early. Unless I'm working, if I'm working and the energy's there, I have no problem staying up all night working either. But if I were to choose a schedule, it would be up before the sun rises and down before the sun sets.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Well, I don't drink coffee at all. So I don't usually drink tea, but if I had to choose, it would be herbal tea. This is water. This is water in my mug here. Yeah.
Well, I'm not much of a coffee or tea drinker, but if I had to choose, I would probably go coffee. Flat, room temperature, straight to the belly. Yeah, coffee.
Are you naturally more an introvert or an extrovert?
These are hard questions because I go through phases where either I'm like acting on set and I feel pretty extroverted, or I'm studying for a role, or I'm writing one of my math books and I'm definitely introvert. I would say I'm 80% introvert, but when I'm extrovert. It's just, again, I go back and forth. I'm failing at this or that. I'm failing at this.
No, you're doing a great job.
I feel like we're playing this and that with Danica.
Yes.
I'm actually very similar to Danica. I mean, I'm definitely by nature an introvert. I've always been kind of shy, loner, but actually acting is one thing that kind of brought me out of my shell. And so I have to prepare to be an extrovert. So if I know I'm going to set, I know what I'm going to be doing being out. I have to prepare to go out and be social, but my natural default is definitely introvert.
Are you more of a country girl or guy or big city?
Well, I grew up my whole life in cities, and then 3 years ago we moved to like the mountains of Tennessee. So now I'm country girl.
I am 100% country boy. Grew up in the mountains, grew up out in the country. I lived in LA for a long time, but it drained me. So yeah, I'm definitely 100% country.
All right, for the last question, this might be tough since you both competed in Dancing with the Stars. Are you more of a movie night in or night out on the town dancing?
Oh, I am definitely movie night in. Yes, I was on Dancing with the Stars, and I will get on a stage anytime and dance. But going out to a club and dancing is different. I don't really do that. I would much rather be cuddled on my couch with my husband.
I'm definitely a movie in person. Like I was saying before, as far as being introvert and extrovert, I have to prepare to go out to be social, so it's more like a chore. So I definitely would much rather be spend all day outdoors, outside, out and about, and then when the night comes, I'd like to be on the couch, relaxing.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us and doing that. In closing, what do you do in your own life that keeps you grounded?
For me, I would say part of my faith journey is reading the Bible every day or listening to the Bible. I do both. And I follow a program called the Bible Recap. I'm in my third journey through the Bible right now. I will finish at the end of the year again. And it absolutely keeps me grounded. The messages in the Bible about like humility versus ego, for example, or giving all the glory to God, all these things, you see them again and again and again and again. It just reinforces, and we need that reinforcement. I believe we really need that because the ways of the world and the value systems of the world will intrude and then ultimately make us feel unhappy and unfulfilled. So staying connected to God through Scripture, for sure. And then, of course, talking to God every night. I climb into bed and I just love this feeling of like, hi, God. Oh, thank you so much for today. And even if things didn't go well, like just being gratitude, it grounds me. It makes me feel so good. It's not like, oh, I'm doing the right thing by reading my Bible. No, it actually ultimately makes me feel really, really, really good. And I just wish that for everyone. I want everyone to feel the peace and the happiness that I have found through my faith journey. And I know I'm a newbie and everything, but if I can help other people to feel the way I have learned to feel over the last 3 years, then I want to do that.
Coming back to my hometown as often as I can, seeing my parents as often as I can. I'm really close with my brother as well and his family. Staying close to family, staying close to where I'm from and where I was brought up helps keep me really grounded. Also doing something every day that's uncomfortable, out of my comfort zone. Danica and I talked a lot about this, and she recently got into cold plunging. That's something it's sort of to reset your nervous system, reset your mind. There's a meditation process for me for it as well. Training jiu-jitsu, working out, doing things that challenge me personally, and along with the family unit really kind of keeps my feet on the road.
Oh, I love that. Is there anything you guys would like to add?
I would just add, Trevor, it's been so nice chatting with you on this. I missed you. We had such a great time shooting last year, and he's a good guy, everybody. Just so you know that. Trevor's a really good guy.
Thanks, Danica. I think the same. It was a blast shooting with you. I can't wait to see you again, and I can't wait to hear how people enjoyed the movie.
To be able to pick our friendship back up after all these years has been such a gift.
I believe it will all work out in the end.
How can you be so confident?
I've been praying and trusting that God will work it out.